The wait is nearly over. The most significant moment of the year is unfolding, and yet hardly anyone is talking about it. You've probably felt it, haven't you? That sense that something huge is on the horizon, even if you can't quite figure out what it is. It's because we're in the final days of February, the last stretch before everything that's been stagnant, delayed, or stuck in limbo suddenly breaks free and surges forward. This isn't just any ordinary week. It's the build-up to a major breakthrough. And trust me, when this energy is unleashed, it's going to be anything but subtle. This could be your moment, but only if you can tap into the energy that's about to explode. Stick around, because there's one thing about this final phase that no one seems to have noticed yet. When you realize what it is, it's going to blow your mind. But that's only the beginning of what's really happening. The truth is, we're on the edge of something massive, and once it starts, there's no turning back. A lot of people thought February would calm down after the intensity of the last few weeks, smooth sailing into March. They couldn't be more wrong. This isn't a slow down. In fact, what's coming in the next few days is actually setting the stage for something much bigger. We're about to witness two of the most powerful astrological events happening on the same day. The question is, how will this energy affect you? For some, it'll feel like a cosmic green light, an unstoppable push forward. For others, it could feel like being tossed into the deep end without warning. And if you think you already know how this next week is going to unfold, you might want to reconsider. Everything comes to a head on one day. A 7-planet alignment and a new moon. This isn't just another celestial event. This is a cosmic collision. February 28th is jam-packed with so much intensity, it almost feels like it was designed this way. Think about it. 7 planets aligning while the moon clears the slate. 7 planets. That's nearly the whole cosmic orchestra playing in perfect harmony. Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, Mercury, Neptune, each with its own power and rhythm, all converging at once. And then there's the new moon. A fresh start, a dark sky, a blank page. A new moon is usually a time for fresh starts. But when it happens at the exact moment of such a powerful alignment, it's not just a reset. It's like a system override. This is no ordinary moment. It's cosmic overload. Most people won't even realize what's happening. They'll wake up feeling off, restless, maybe even confused, without understanding why. When this much energy builds up in one day, it doesn't just stay up in the sky, it hits you directly. You might feel an overwhelming urge to change everything, to break free from your usual routine, or to take action on something you've been putting off. For others, it might feel more like a pressure wave, anxiety, restlessness, as if the universe itself is trying to jolt you awake. But here's the real question. What happens when this energy is unleashed? Once this day passes, nothing will go back to the way it was. February ends in 28 days, but what if it didn't? There's something strange about February 29th. It only exists during leap years, a day that appears and disappears like a ghost in the calendar. And this year, it's completely absent, a whole day, just gone. We have all this cosmic energy on the 28th, a planetary alignment, a new moon, a reset, all happening at once. It's as if the universe is pouring everything it has into this final day. But imagine if there was one more. What if we had a February 29th this year? Would it add to the chaos? Would the energy overflow, intensify, and twist reality in ways we can't even imagine? We often take time for granted, but it's not as solid as we think. That missing day serves as a reminder that the way we track time is just a human-made framework, a structure created to organize something that resists being controlled. Think about it. If February 29th existed this year, where would you be? What would you be doing? would anything in your life be different? Because in some alternate version of reality, this year's February 28th is not the last day of the month. There's a parallel timeline where everything is completely different. Maybe that's why this final week feels so odd, like something should be here but isn't. It's as if we're stepping into an unknown space, a liminal zone, where reality itself seems slightly off. And if time is shifting, what else is changing beneath the surface? Something will break on February 24th, and once it does, there's no turning back. Mars has been in retrograde for months now, slowing down energy, causing delays, and keeping everything in a holding pattern. But on the 24th, that all changes. Imagine a rubber band stretched to its maximum. The tension has been building, and now it's ready to snap. Mars retrograde doesn't just end. It releases everything it's been holding back. Mars is the planet of action, energy, and power. It doesn't do things quietly. When that force finally breaks free, it's not a slow trickle. It crashes in like a wave, fast, intense, and impossible to ignore. Decisions that seemed out of reach suddenly become clear. Situations that seemed stuck begin moving forward at lightning speed. People who've been waiting for the right moment won't be able to sit still any longer. This is the moment where everything changes. And if you're not prepared, you'll feel it in your body. You might feel a surge of energy, an unexpected restlessness, or an electric charge in the air. Some might feel more impatient, even aggressive, as if they're being pushed into action whether they're ready or not. This energy is unstoppable. It forces you to move, whether you're prepared or not. And here's the big thing. What happens now will shape the months ahead. This isn't just another shift in the stars, it's the moment everything ignites. So, when things start moving fast, you'll have a choice: fight it or go with the flow. One thing's certain: Mars isn't slowing down, and neither is what's coming next. There's something about the final days of February. It always feels a little off. Year after year, the last stretch of February has a strange, almost urgent energy. It's the shortest month, almost like it's been cut short, rushed, as if something is ready to burst through the surface. And this year, that feeling is stronger than ever. Take a moment to notice what's going on. Unusual shifts in the Earth's geology, earthquakes shaking up places that rarely experience them, unexplained magnetic anomalies, almost as if Earth and the universe are aligned in some strange way. The end of February has always been a time of instability, but this year it feels like we're nearing a breaking point. And it's not just physical, people can sense it too. There's this restless energy, strange sleep patterns, and a bizarre feeling that time itself is out of whack. Days seem to drag on, yet vanish in the blink of an eye. It's that gut feeling, as if something is on the verge of tipping over. Could it be the result of something larger? A hidden pattern we don't yet understand? This isn't just random chaos. Pay attention to the timing. It feels almost as if the universe is preparing us for something we're not supposed to see until the very last moment. And if this recurring pattern continues, if this mysterious force keeps revealing itself at the end of February, maybe it's not just coincidence. Maybe it's been building for much longer, part of a much larger plan. But the real question is, are we prepared for what's coming next? Remember earlier when I mentioned there was something most people missed? Well, this is it. While we're all focused on the big events, we've overlooked the gap, the quiet space between them. Between February 24th and 28th, something odd happens. Or rather, nothing happens. No significant astrological events, no cosmic shifts, just an eerie, silent void between two monumental changes. And that's what makes this gap feel so unnatural. February has been intense. Powerful alignments, retrogrades ending, a flood of energy. And then, suddenly, a pause. almost like the universe is holding its breath. These days won't feel quite real. Time might crawl, making everything feel slow, or it could speed up, slipping away before you can catch it. Some will feel restless, others disconnected, and some might even sense something missing. Have you ever had a moment where you could swear a memory just disappeared? Like you skipped a step or jumped ahead in time? This gap before the 28th carries that same eerie energy, as if we're stuck in the in-between, caught in a pause before the next chapter. The question is, why is it happening? Maybe this isn't just a break. It could be a reset in progress. When February 28th arrives and the planetary alignment aligns with the new moon, what happens next might just prove that theory. Get ready to say goodbye to your usual sleep. February 27th and 28th are about to shake up your entire sleep cycle. If you're thinking of lying down, closing your eyes, and drifting off easily, think again. These aren't just another couple of restless nights. These 2 nights are packed with intense energy, thanks to a rare 7-planet alignment combined with a new moon. The cosmic forces at play will disrupt your sleep, even if you're exhausted. It'll feel like the universe itself won't let you fully rest. As the final days of February unfold, many of you might begin to feel a shift, a distinct change in the rhythm of your life. Some of you may experience an electrifying surge of energy, like a jolt that awakens something dormant within you. It could be like a burst of inspiration or an internal fire that sparks your creativity. But not everyone will experience this surge in the same way. For others, the energy may feel more like a wave of exhaustion. You might suddenly feel like you're drained, as if your body is weighed down by an invisible force. Yet, even as you feel tired, your mind may race uncontrollably as soon as you close your eyes. Thoughts swirl in your head, loud and persistent, and you might feel an odd sense of restlessness. It's as if there's something important your mind is trying to process, but it can't quite grasp hold of it. And then there are the dreams. Ah, the dreams. Prepare yourselves for an entirely new experience of the unconscious realm. These will not be your typical dreams. They might feel much more vivid than usual, with colors so bright and clear that you could swear you're wide awake. You may encounter strange symbols, odd landscapes, or even cryptic messages that don't quite make sense, at least not at first. Some of you might even feel as though you're transported to a place that doesn't quite feel like the world you know. It's almost as though you're stepping into a realm outside of time, where the usual laws of physics and linearity don't seem to apply. But what's most intriguing is how the energy will manifest in the waking world as well. You may find that your sleep is disrupted, not just by dreams, but by a strange sense of being awake at odd hours. Don't be surprised if you wake up at 3 a.m. feeling fully alert, without any clear reason why. Your body might feel completely rested, yet your mind is fully active, as though it's receiving information that it needs to process. You could lie there in the dark, wondering what is pulling you awake, or why you feel so aware of the night's energy. It's as if there is something significant happening beneath the surface of your consciousness, something important you need to be aware of, even if you can't quite put it into words. These aren't just ordinary sleepless nights. They are nights of transition. Your body, your mind, and your energy are recalibrating, adjusting to frequencies that you may not fully understand yet. You are being prepared for something new. And while it might feel unsettling at times, it's important to trust what's happening. These experiences, these disrupted nights, these intense dreams, are all part of the process. They are helping to clear away old energies, outdated thought patterns, and beliefs that no longer serve you. It's as though your entire being is going through a reset, shedding layers of the old to make space for the new. One of the most powerful ways you can embrace this period of transition is to listen to what's happening within you. Don't try to force yourself back to sleep when your mind is racing at 3 a.m. Instead, take note of what arises. Write down your dreams. Keep a journal by your bedside and record any thoughts or emotions that surface in the quiet of the night. Pay attention to any feelings of discomfort, anxiety, or even excitement, as they may hold valuable clues about the changes taking place. The messages that appear might not make sense in the moment, but they will reveal their significance later on. Often, our subconscious mind speaks to us in symbols and metaphors, and only once the shift has fully unfolded will we look back and understand the true meaning behind the visions, the feelings, or the cryptic thoughts. When March 1st rolls around, you may not recognize yourself. Something inside you will have shifted, and it might be subtle at first, but undeniable. It will feel as if you've awakened into a new version of yourself, as though you've stepped through an invisible doorway without even realizing it. You might feel different, lighter, freer, or perhaps even more confident. It's like a reprogramming has taken place while you were asleep, and though you may not be able to put your finger on what's changed, you'll know something is different. The old you, the version that existed before this transition, will feel distant, almost like someone you used to know. Your perspective on life, your goals, and even your relationships may shift without you even trying. It won't be a dramatic, overnight transformation, but a gentle evolution. Looking back, February has been a month filled with buildup, cosmic shifts, energetic upgrades, and significant changes, both internal and external. Every moment of this month has been leading to this final moment, the 28th, the last day of the month, the final reset before the new cycle begins. It's not just the end of a month, it's the end of an entire chapter. The 28th will feel like a turning point, a moment when everything that has been building up over the past weeks comes to a head. There will be a deep sense of completion, as though everything you've been experiencing has been preparing you for this exact moment. And then, when February 28th gives way to March 1st, things will shift even more dramatically. This is where it gets interesting. The 28th is not just the final day of February. It's as if a cosmic switch is flipped. 7 planets align, a new moon rises, and the old energy is wiped away, creating space for the new. You may not see these planetary alignments with your eyes, but you will feel their effects in your body and in the energy around you. Time will begin to feel different. You might notice subtle shifts in conversations, in the air you breathe, in the very fabric of reality itself. There's an undeniable sense that something has changed. It won't feel like an ordinary shift from one month to the next. Instead, it will feel like February never even existed, as if the weight of the past month's tension has dissolved overnight, replaced by an unfamiliar lightness. What seemed urgent or important just days before will suddenly feel insignificant. Priorities will shift. Things that once weighed heavily on your mind will lose their grip, and you'll feel as though a great weight has been lifted off your shoulders. You might look around and wonder how everything can feel so different when nothing has physically changed. The answer lies in the energetic recalibration that's happening on a deeper level, beneath the surface of your daily life. February 28th marks more than just the end of the month. It's the end of an old version of reality. When you wake up on March 1st, you'll step into something entirely new, a version of reality where the old constraints no longer hold. Your energy will be aligned with the new frequencies, and you'll be in a position to embrace the changes that have been slowly unfolding behind the scenes. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're being led into a new phase of your life. one where the possibilities feel endless and the path ahead is clearer than it ever was before. It's time to embrace this new beginning, knowing that the months ahead hold great promise, transformation, and growth. So, instead of resisting the changes you're feeling, lean into them. Trust the process. And know that when March arrives, you won't be the same person you were before. The shift is here, and it's taking you to a place beyond what you ever thought possible. If you're still with me, I want to thank you for your time. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, please consider subscribing. Your support means a lot. Feel free to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Until next time, take care, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content.